Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe class Autobot Goldbug from the Transformers Shattered Glass line from Hasbro. So this is kind of a reimagining where all the Decepticons are the heroes and all the Autobots are evil. So you have a really neat kind of evil color scheme here for Goldbug. Now once again, we're getting that same Bumblebee mold that we've now had as Cliffjumper and two different kinds of Bumblebee and Bumper and Bugbite and now Goldbug. So the mold has definitely seen some use, but it's a pretty cool color scheme, and he definitely has kind of a fun, evil look to him, so I'm still pretty excited for it. Have some cool artwork here over on the side, artwork here on the front, over here on this side, pretty much just the same artwork, so we got that going on. Not too much on the top or bottom, as you can see, and then spin around to the back, and you get some shots of the actual toy in both robot mode and vehicle mode. And then you get a tiny little bio for Goldbug right here, if you'd like to pause and read that. So I'm going to go ahead, get him out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So real quick before we get into the figure, I just wanted to show off that it does come with an exclusive comic book. So this is issue 4 of the ongoing Shattered Glass series. It's got the kind of like fun metallic lettering for Transformers Shattered Glass up here. I think it's an alternate cover as well, but it looks really cool. It came in this kind of plastic bag that I think I'm going to keep it in because I'm also collecting the normal covers from my local comic shop. Now I got mine from Hasbro Pulse, and I know that they include the comic. I'm not sure if the other retailers do as well, because I think you can get these at like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, etc. I'm not sure if the comic book is exclusive to Pulse or not, but it's a pretty cool little comic here, and I like the variant cover, so just wanted to show that off real quick. So here is Goldbug, and it looks pretty good. I mean, we've seen this mold 100 times at this point. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I do really like the color scheme. I like the new head. I think that really works. I know a lot of people were kind of hoping they would use a different mold for Goldbug because the original Shattered Glass Goldbug used the Cybertron Hotshot mold, so it would have been nice to give him something a little bit bigger, whether that's the Sideswipe mold, or I actually think it would have been fun to use the Runabout Runamuck mold because you're probably not going to use that mold for anything else, so this would have been a good time to get some more use out of that mold, but he's okay. I mean, it's the standard Cliffjumper / Bumblebee mold that we're used to at this point, and it looks pretty good. I like the color scheme. The black, the gold, the blue all look really good. Got a little bit of pop of red there for the eyes. Articulation's exactly what you'd expect. Head's on a ball joint so you can look side to side. You get a real limited amount of up and down. It's almost negligible, but there is a little bit there. You have a swivel here in the shoulder as well as a hinge. You have a bicep swivel, 90 degrees in the elbow. You have wrist swivel. You have waist swivel. Kick out to the side with the hips. You can kick all the way back, all the way front. There's nothing impeding the articulation there. Thigh swivel, little 90-degree knee joint there. I thought it might have gone a little bit past, but no. Ankle tilt. So like I said, pretty much everything you're used to. Not really any surprises here. He does, of course, come with the accessories to make the large gun. Now, they only painted the front of the first part of the gun because that's when it connects all together. That's going to be the front. But I kind of like when he uses the twin guns, so I would have really liked them both to be painted, because now I almost feel like I have to use it as the larger bazooka piece. But you just peg this in here, and then this piece pegs in like this, or you can flip it around if you want the black on the top, however you prefer. And then it comes with these two pieces here that you can kind of pop in as feet to stabilize it. So there is the altogether one large gun, which, I mean, it looks good having the tip painted blue. And I guess it would have been weird to have both of them painted blue, but I don't know. I'm probably going to use it as the two smaller guns just because that's what I prefer. So I would have liked them both to be painted blue, but what are you going to do? Anyway, there's the gun. Again, you've seen it 100 times at this point. So nothing super exciting there. But yeah, it's a good repaint. I mean, I'm really having fun with the whole Shattered Glass universe right now, so I'm taking any new Shattered Glass figures they want to give us. I've been reading the comics, and I've been seeing some of the repaints for like Prowl and Jazz and Blaster, and I really want them to do all of these. So go ahead, just keep cranking out Shattered Glass repaints. It's a moneymaker for Hasbro. I'll buy them all. I'll be happy. Everybody wins. So yeah, but Goldbug looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and quickly get into the transformation. So again, transformation, nothing you haven't seen before. We're going to go through this pretty quickly. Go ahead and remove the backpack by just unpegging that. And then you can fold that peg down into the rest of it. You're going to start by coming over here, opening up the chest. This panel will flip up and cover the head. Close that back up. You're going to bend the elbows backwards, 90 degrees, like so. You're going to flip these down. You're going to flip this and spin this 180 degrees. Now the spin will actually be inside here. So you want to spin that first and then bend it. This will come around to the back. You kind of have to get the legs out of the way. And then this will tab in. You can see that there are tab slots right here. And then there is a tab on the back, of, I guess the front of the shoulder there. Now you just have to make sure that the legs get out of the way, and it can kind of be a pain to do this. At the same time, you want to start opening this up so that you can kind of rotate these down and then just kind of bring this all forward. You can get this out of the way. Sometimes it's kind of a pain, I'll be honest, to get the clearance so that you can bring those around so that they'll peg in where they're supposed to go. And then you can bring this up, and then once that's all the way up, you can flip the wheels up. And then you just kind of peg everything together. Make sure all the panels line up. Like so. Come on now. There we go. So there's pretty much the entire car mode. You're going to bring this piece back. You're going to make sure that the two fists are lined up so that these two pegs here will just slide into the fists. And then this will all just kind of tab and click into place. And there you go. There is the vehicle mode. Again, we've seen it a couple times. It's basically just Cliff Jumper. But it looks good. I really do like the repaint. I think, again, the gold and the black really work well together. You get a little bit of blue. I don't love the whole back windshield just being painted blue because it stands out so much against all of the translucent blue. And I'm assuming it's just because it hides a bunch of kibble, but I would have rather they just done the translucent or painted them all blue. If, like, whichever one you want to do, I don't care, but I'd rather it be consistent. If you want to paint all of these the same blue, I would have been fine with that because I don't really need that plastic to be translucent. But having, you know, 3/4 of it translucent and then this big blue paint back here just looks a little off. But, you know, it's a standard car. It rolls very well. If you have the giant bazooka, you can kind of peg that in up here if you like. Or you can take it apart and use it as the skis and everything. So if we take all the pieces apart here, like so, you come underneath here and you can see that there are two tab spots there. And you peg in the skis for the front tires. And then you take this piece and flip this out. You come underneath, and this is going to peg in here. And then these two little tabs are going to peg into these little spots right here. So get that to all line up. There you go. And then you can take these, and if you turn around, you see that there is a tiny slot on the handle of the gun, and that's going to peg into this tab right here, like this. You want the barrels of the gun pointing back. I guess it doesn't technically matter. If you prefer it the other way, you could do it the other way, but I think it's supposed to be kind of a propulsion thing. But there you go. There is the full, like, water ski mode. So you can have all of the accessories pegged into the figure, which is kind of fun. It doesn't really roll anymore at this point. It just kind of skis along, but it still moves around pretty good. I still think that's a really fun feature. I liked it, you know, back when they did it with Cliff Jumper, and I still think that's a fun feature. I know it's nothing new, but I still think that's cool. So Shattered Glass Goldbug is a fun little figure. I mean, yes, it's a mold we've seen countless times before, but it's a good mold, and it still holds up. It would have been nice to see them do something else just to make Goldbug a little bit of a larger character. You know, go with the Sideswipe mold or go with the Runabout Runamuck mold. Just something else so we're not just seeing the same Bumblebee mold over and over and over again. But like I said, it's a decent mold. It does hold up. Color scheme, I think, really works. The gold and the black, of course, are a classic combo. Always look good together. And having that little bit of blue throughout also kind of really fits in and makes it pop. Love the new head sculpt with those menacing red eyes. I think look really cool. I do wish that they would have painted both barrels of both guns. You know, just painting the one almost makes it seem like you have to use it in the cannon mode. And as someone who prefers the twin blaster mode, it just looks a little off having one painted and one not. Again, I get why they did it, but I wish they would have painted both. Speaking of blue paint, having that back window of the car just be paint when the other 3 windows are translucent is a little weird. I would have rather they either did all paint or all translucent. The mixture of the two is a little off. It just doesn't look quite right. But it's, again, these are nitpick things, not a big deal. It's still a fun little figure, and if you're having fun with Shattered Glass like I am, you're definitely going to want to add it to your roster. So that's the main reason I picked him up, just because I'm having a lot of fun with the Shattered Glass universe right now. Comics are actually pretty fun. I'm excited to see where they go. And yeah, it's a fun little mold, good repaint, and it's definitely a different character because now he's a villain. So it's a good reason to own this one. Even if you didn't want to get all the other repaints, I feel like this repaint is a little bit more warranted because it's such a drastic personality and character change for Bumblebee / Goldbug. So of all the ones, this is probably the one I would want to pick up the most. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.